To bring the patient in the correct position, we have here the heart key PTPH and also here in the touch field the PT field. If I press on PTPH, you will see here our LED lights will switch on and all the crosses moved in. Then you can adjust it binocular in steps of 0.2, but if you press on the control wheel and turn it, it's steps of 1. It's also possible to just move one side of the eye. Then, if you find the correct pupil distance, then you can define the height of it. For that, it's just possible to move one side up and down. As you can see, it's always the right eye which could be moved up and down. The left one is fixed, so you have to bring the patient in the correct position for the left eye. Is that already done and you find the correct positions, press on the control wheel and your vertex distance menu will open. Now you see the camera switched on again. It's always in the presettings the right eye, but you also can switch it to the left side. Here you can see this blue line and you have to bring the cornea directly on the blue line. I will show it with my eye. Now you can see my eye, and now if I would turn the control wheel to the right or to the left, I would move forward or backwards. Then if I found the correct position, press OK. And if you close the menu, it will be stored here, which you predefined for the patient settings. For doing a refraction, I have now the presettings to start with the right eye, with the optotypes you can see here. And now I can find the correct prescription for the sphere. Here you can see if I turn the wheel in a single step, it's an 1/8. But if you do want to work with an 1/8 of diopter, you can deactivate it. Now it's deactivated. You can see the field here. Now it's gray. But if you want to activate it again, press on it and I will get blue. If you press on the control wheel and turn it, it will make steps of 1 diopter. Also, if you want to get to a higher prescription, turn it fast, but the diopter head will move just 1 in the new position. So it will not be a floating lenses changes than we already know from the market. No, it's just one single move and it makes it really quiet and fast and really nice for the patient. Then, if I found the correct sphere, I press on the control wheel and we got to the next step I predefine in my refraction sequences. Here it would be the cylinder power. Here, if I turn it to the right, there is nothing because we have a minus cylinder, so I have to turn to the left. But that's something you can also set in the presettings before. Now it's although in quarter steps, but also in the cylinder, it would be possible to activate an 1/8 diopter and I can turn it up to 6 diopters in an 1/8. If I press the control wheel here also and turn it, it also is in steps of 1 diopter. If I now find the correct prescription also for the cylinder power, it will switch to axis. Here, it's a step of 1 if I turn it normal. If I press it and turn it, it's a step of 10. And you can see here, up here, you can see where the axis is currently. Press again, and you will see a switch to the left eye will happen on its own. But you also can switch back and press wherever you want and go ahead with your refraction. If you press in the middle field of sphere, axis or cylinder, it's always binocular. If you press on the value field, it will be monocular for the side you choose. Now if you want to do a near reading test, press on ADD. Now you saw the device went completely motorized in the convergence position and also adjusted the forehead rest that you still have the correct vertex distance. The only thing you have to do by your own is fold it down. To recheck that, press back, and you are back in the sphere cylinder axis mode and on the field you had before. Also, if you want to insert your prism, press here and you see the prism move in on its own. If you want to retract them, press back or the prism hard key and they will retract it. To define the cross cylinder, first of all, we have to find the correct sphere. If we found that, we can go ahead with pressing here on the hard key, cross cylinder mode, or also in the predefined buttons. Now you can see here we have a predefined opto type. It's up on own preferences. I use currently the dot chart, but yeah, it's also possible to have the Elanto string or letter or number or something else, but as everybody likes it. Now you can see, you can confirm in an eighth, quarter and a half diopter. And it asks here 1 or 2 better. To choose between 1 and 2, it's possible via touch and also with the control wheel. First of all, now it asks if you have astigmatism, is there a cross cylinder needed? And it is in 90 degrees to 180 or 0. So now if my patient would say 1 it's better, to confirm it, I have to press on the control wheel or I press here. Now you can see it switched directly in the next position. Now it's still in the astigmatism mode for 135 degrees and 45 degrees. Now maybe my patient say 2 is better, I can confirm it here. And you see it's switched directly to step 1. That means that I do not have to turn my control wheel first to show the patient the new image. He will see it directly. And that gives the possibility to be fast to define the cross cylinder mode. Now I can show again field 2. Maybe my patient say it's equal, but now I would say, okay, 1 is better. You see, you will find the axis and it will go step by step closer to it. So if in the next time you would say 2 is better, then it's 5 degrees step. Now he would say 1 is better, it's 2 degrees a step. And now if he would say 2 is better again, then it was 1 step and it will move directly to cylinder power. That is a smart mode which supports you during the cross cylinder mode. Now I can find the correct cylinder power, also by turning the wheel to 1 and 2 and back. And then you can find the correct position. If 1 is better, you will see it rise a quarter of diopter. Now maybe you say it's equal, then press the equal button. If you now come to a point where you are not sure if you have the right angle of the correct axis of the cross cylinder, you can also go back and you are still in the cross cylinder mode. If you press on it, you see it jumps back to the axis and you can define the axis again. Also, if you do not want to make the step 1 better, 2 better, so you want to adjust the axis by your own, press on the field and turn it, press the control wheel again, and it jumps back in the axis mode and the cross cylinder mode. But if you do not want to use a touch, turn the control wheel 6 times. Now you see you are off of the cross cylinder mode. Turn the control wheel, find the correct axis you want to proceed, press the control wheel again, and you are back in the cross cylinder mode. Then you can start again asking 1 better, 2 better, or jumping back to the cylinder power 1 better, 2 better, and here you have the same possibilities by jumping out and correct it by your own manual. If you're done with the cross-cylinder mode, you can press maybe the equal button and you will jump back to adjust the sphere again to make the fine adjustment. Then you can jump directly to the next eye and do the same again. For the near reading mode, press on the ADD button and you can see it went directly in convergence position. You just have to fall down the near reading mode. And on my right side you saw the acuity chart went dark directly because you do not use it during the near reading test. For near reading, it's always binocular, but you also could switch to monocular, but normally you would do the test like that. Here I can also change my object types I predefined. They are all found here. You can see here's the number 7, then I can choose here number 7. As you can see, it's the same you can see here. So if you found the correct prescription, or if you want to use a special test for near reading, I will explain you now the fused cross cylinder. So now, first of all, it will check with this optotype number 4, which we have to insert, which lines are sharper. If it's a horizontal line, add minus. If it is a vertical line, add plus. Then you can press on it and can save the values or discard it. Now I will save it. So you see we have new ones. An additional test for near reading is NR pair. If you activate it, then you can search for the blurred vision for the positive and negative accommodation. So if I turn it and press OK, you can see here for the positive values, and if I turn to the left, I can find the last one for the negative value where the patient can see a blurred image. Then I can save the value, but I also can derive it. Now I will save it, and then it will be stored for NR pair. And last but not least, I have the possibility to make an accommodation test. For that, I will find the best delta for between the blurred vision and the best vision. You can see it's a monocular test. I change it for each eye, save it, and it will show me the best amplitude I can find for accommodation. Then I can save it or I cancel it. I will save the values and then I probably find the best prescription for near reading for my patient. Then I can close the menu by pressing back or the ADD button and I will go back to the far vision again and I can fold up the near reading on. To define the prism, after you have defined everything already, then press on the prism button. Then you see the optotypes for prism insert directly and also the prism mode. And you can see here some changes happened. Now, if I will find the correct prism for the vertical prescription, then I turn the control wheel. You can see now here the base, where the base of the prism is and how big it is. But also you can see the base here down with the triangle. Per prism diopter we corrected, our system will remove the pupil distance to correct it, so that it will be always in the middle of the vision. It's also possible to define it monocular, and then you have the possibility to press on the button Split Prism, and then it will be calculated for both eyes. If you did it for the vertical, you also have the possibility for doing for the horizontals and change the optotype. And as you can see also here, there will be a filter in it, but you can also switch them off if you do not want to have them there. If you define the horizontal prism and turn it here, you see the triangle will moving in the room, and then you will find the correct prescription. Although here monocular is possible, if I press on split prism, it will set both eyes in the same values. Now we have the possibility to press on a polar mode. Then you will see the prism we defined will be calculated into polar vision. That gives you the possibility that you know directly how to make the glasses in the end. We are in the prism mode already. Then we have the possibility to make a fusion range test or a Fourier test. If I press on the Fourier test, the device will insert a 6 diopter base down for the right eye and 10 diopter with the base another on the left eye. Now ask if the horizontal image, if there are two images. Then adjust the value until the patient sees just one. Do that with both measurements, and then you will find the correct prismatic prescription for the patient. Then you can save the values or you can discard them. I will save it in our case. It's also possible to do a fusion range test. If I press on it, if I activate the fusion measurement test, I can define the divergence and convergence strength of the prismatic power. For that, I need 6 steps, 3 steps for each measurement. 3 for convergence and 3 for divergence. So now I will decrease or increase the values until the optotype is blue. If I decrease the value, then it's divergence. I confirm it. Now it's blur. Now I will find the breakpoint. For that, I have to turn it a little bit up. Now I have a breakpoint. In the breakpoint, the patient will see 2 images. And now we will find the best recovery. Now it switch to convergence. There, I increase the value, accept it. Then we have the same with a breakpoint, and then we find the recover. And then you can see all the measurements we made right now and can save the values. If you did that both tests, you will find definitely the correct prescription of your prism, and to go back out of the prism mode, press the prism key again. So finally, we are in the end of our refraction, and we defined, first of all, the patient settings. Then we defined the best sphere, cylinder power, axis, then the near reading, and last but not least, the prism modes. With all the special tests and all the possibilities we have here in the device, we could find the best prescription for our patient, that he will go home happy. But first of all, before we can give him a new glasses or lenses, we have to export the values into our EMR system. For that, it's a really easy process. Just press here on the hard key or choose it in the menu to export the values. If you press on the hard key export, it will ask you, are you sure? Because if you send out the values and everything went well, they will be directly in the EMR system. Now I press OK, and now you can see here's a short pop-up in blue that the export process was successful. Now you have all the values we had before in our system in the EMR system. Then the device is ready for your next patient, and enjoy it to work with our Refractor 900 from Haag-Streit.